Ink Ribbon.
The first Silent Hill was one of the best PlayStation games and laid the groundwork for the series for years to come. And of course, you can't have a Silent Hill game without a main character, so today we're going to take a deep dive into Harry Mason to see what makes him tick. You guys have been requesting for me to cover Silent Hill for a long time, and now I'm very excited to show you what I found. I will be including all incarnations of him, so just keep in mind some of the things may or may not be canon. So, from being an overprotective dad to coloring in the lines, here are 50 facts about Harry Mason. Harry works as a writer and is an introvert, not having many friends or relationships. He is also clumsy and awkward at times. Harry is described by his daughter as a worrywart and paranoid about her safety, but it's revealed in the novelization that Harry is actually secretly fearful of kidnappers, murderers, and child abusers. Harry was 25 years old when he and his wife found Cheryl as a baby on the side of the road. After the events of the first game, Harry moved to Portland where he raised the new baby as his adoptive daughter. Instead of giving her a name, he decided to keep the name Cheryl, in honor of his wife choosing the name, but he later regretted this after a cult member tracked them down and tried to abduct her. Harry ended up killing the cult member in self-defense and went to court for it, only to be acquitted later. The model of Harry's Jeep in real life would be either the Jeep Wrangler YJ or CJ, depending. Harry wrote a book titled The Criminal's Mask, which was an analysis of nefarious people who disguise themselves as normal people in order to not draw attention to themselves while they commit crimes. Harry's wife Jody, who died of an unknown illness, was only 28 when she suddenly died. It's heavily implied that Harry is atheist, but referred to as barely religious due to his notebook having an entry where he thanks God for him and his wife finding Cheryl. This implies that he was once religious but lost his faith after losing his wife. If you don't save Sybil and don't get the vial from the motorcycle, you get the worst ending of the game where it cuts to Harry still sitting in his Jeep, having suffered a head injury, and reveals that the events of the game all took place in his head. In the original demo for Silent Hill, Harry has dialogue that is never heard in the final game.
This guy's gotta be involved in a local drug racket. Man, was he pissed. In such a rush, too. That was probably dope in the bottle. Anyway, better let him do as he pleases. There's more than my life at stake.
Harry's outfit consists of a brown leather jacket, jeans, a white shirt, and boots. Since he never removes his jacket, it's unclear whether the top layered over his white shirt is a vest or a sweater. I'll let you guys decide what it is in the comments. Both the flashlight and pocket radio that Harry uses are very old vintage models. The reason for this is because originally the game's director wanted the game to take place in the 70s, but after they realized all the continuity errors, this was scrapped, and the years the games take place was left intentionally vague. This is Harry's in-game textures. At full size, they are smaller than a 200 by 200 pixel square. There are several lines of text that were altered from the US version, like this line here where it has a different wording in the PAL version. When Harry runs for a while, he becomes short of breath and his speed slows slightly until he can catch his breath again. You can also drink a health drink that instantly restores his stamina. In the novelization, it's explained that Harry first met his wife during his sophomore year in high school and they fell madly in love, jokingly saying that the 9 years they were together were a 9-year honeymoon. While Harry's height is never revealed officially, there's a lot of suggestion that he is quite tall, or at least taller than most other characters. This is seen if you compare him standing next to Dr. Kaufman, then compare Travis standing next to Kaufman in Origins. This is all speculation, but I thought I'd just mention it to see what you guys think. Harry has the same death animation for almost everything that kills him. The only 3 deaths that are different are when he's being eaten by the weird monkey creatures, choked by Sybil, or dragged into the fridge. When Dahlia tells Harry about the mark of Samael, she is actually speaking nonsense, hoping to trick Harry into catching Alessa for her while she's trying to sound sincere. In Silent Hill 3, if Heather examines Harry's bookshelf, it's revealed that he loved detective and mystery novels. Furthermore, in the novelization of Silent Hill, it's explained that the reason Harry is able to figure out all the elaborate puzzles in the game are a direct result of his love for mystery novels. In the third game, Heather can find a stun gun in her bedroom, which was given to her by Harry for protection. Even though the third game takes place 17 years after the first one, Harry is still wearing his jacket from the first game. Judging by the way his body was found, it seems that a missionary was able to sneak up on him and kill him, or possibly even killed him in his sleep, all under Claudia's orders. Michael Gwynn, who is from my hometown of El Paso, Texas, was living in Tokyo for a few months when his neighbor turned out to be doing jingles and voiceovers for Japanese commercials. After she introduced him to the studios, he went and did a lot of commercial work before being offered the role of Harry. He also ended up doing a few other voices for games, including House of the Dead, Time Crisis, Ridge Racer, and was also Count Vlad Dracula in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. In the late 90s, internet forums started a rumor of a secret fifth ending called the Ambulance ending, where Harry would drive an ambulance through the city in a rampage. This ending is not real. In the Silent Hill movie, the decision was made to change Harry into a female character because the director thought Harry was a bit feminine, but they wanted some sort of allusion to him, so they cast Sean Bean as her husband, Christopher. Then in the sequel, they suddenly made him the main character, stating that Rose had died and Christopher was actually Harry Mason using a fake identity. Heather's last words to Harry were,
"I love you too, Dad."
In Silent Hill Book of Memories for the Vita, Harry has a cameo in the joke ending where he asks his usual question,
"Have you seen a girl?"
That's what we're here for, dude.
The dead model of Harry is the same model as dead James in front of the TV in the second game, just retextured. In Shattered Memories, depending on what psych profile the player falls into, Harry will wear different outfits. These include a winter coat with a pink sweater underneath, a green Letterman jacket, a leather jacket with a blue shirt, and a duffel coat. Regardless of which outfit or path you are on, Harry will always end up in an orange Hawaiian shirt near the end of the game, which is the same outfit he wears in the opening credits sequence. Shattered Memories was a complete reimagining of the series, and Harry was no exception, having a wildly different story. The biggest of which is having died when Cheryl was a child, leaving her traumatized. Other changes also include the fact that he was married to Dahlia, who was also Cheryl's birth mother, and also has severe bouts of amnesia and mental fog, though this is later revealed to be related to him being dead. The fact that Harry is dead from a car accident in this game implies that the inspiration was taken from the worst ending in the first game, where Harry is revealed to be presumably dead in his Jeep right at the beginning of the game. One of the most mysterious elements of Shattered Memories is the psych profile element, with so many variables affecting how Harry is perceived, but it's broken down into 4 archetypes related to each ending. First is love lost, which is achieved if the player is respectful towards women, avoids alcohol, and helps others.
Sweetie, don't film this. You know this has nothing to do with you, right? Even though Mom and Dad don't love each other anymore, we both love you.
Drunk dad is achieved if the player focuses on substances like cigarettes, drugs, and alcohol too much.
Be a good girl for Daddy. Go get him another drink, will you? Now, give me a damn beer!
Sleaze and sirens, where the player focuses on sex too much.
Dedications are always to my wife and daughter.
It's only fair.
And wicked and weak, where the player avoids helping anyone and is completely self-centered.
Pathetic. To think I used to hang off your every word. Ridiculous waste of space!
The tests given by Dr. Kaufman are generally straightforward, but there are some interesting quirks. For example, in the test where you have to color the picture, the colors you use don't matter, though they do affect the colors in the next cutscene, but if you hurry and color the photo too sloppily, Harry will appear rude and impatient in the next cutscene.
Are you okay, son?
No! What are you people doing in my house? Cheryl!
Easy there. This isn't your house.
But if you are slow and try to stay in the lines, he will be much more calm and reasonable.
What are you doing in my house?
I think you have the wrong address.
No, this is my house.
Who's that at the door, hon?
There are also some tests that don't affect Harry directly, like the game where you have to match 6 couples. You can sort them by several factors such as matching wardrobes or expressions, but the only thing this actually affects is how Michelle and John break up. In Shattered Memories, there is a secret UFO ending that is unlocked once you've beaten the game and then taken a photo of the 13 UFOs throughout the game, with the last one being at the lighthouse, just like the original game. In the Midwich School's art studio, you can see 3 portraits in the style of Van Gogh, Picasso, and Dali. These are all portraits of Harry. When facing the final boss, if Harry has no ammo, he can equip and fire every gun to show that he has no bullets. Once he's done this, she will automatically die, ending the fight and the game. Harry is the first and only main protagonist in the series to be confirmed dead. All the rest are either alive or have ambiguous fates. Harry's original name was Humbert Mason, in reference to Stanley Kubrick's film Lolita, but because it was such an uncommon name, it was changed. While Harry isn't seen in Origins, you can hear Harry and his wife as they find Cheryl on the side of the road in the good ending.
I don't believe it. Harry, it's a baby.
It's a girl. Go on. Hold her.
Cheryl. We'll call her Cheryl.
In Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams, there was an added UFO ending which featured Harry exiting a spacecraft, complete with his original PS1 graphics. It's brief, but if the player gets the good plus ending by saving Sybil, the opening will play as normal, but Sybil will appear in place of Harry's wife. It's often joked that Harry's catchphrase is "Have you seen a little girl?" but in reality, he actually only says this 4 times.
Have you seen a little girl anywhere?
Harry was not supposed to be in Shattered Memories at all. Originally, it was called Silent Hill Cold Heart and featured a female protagonist named Jessica. When Konami didn't approve this pitch, the game was reworked into a reimagining of the first game and Harry was once again made the main character. The canon ending of Silent Hill 1 is the good ending, which means that canonically, Harry is forced to kill Sybil at the amusement park. While never actually mentioned in the main games, it's revealed in the novelizations, the Game Boy Advance visual novel, and the official Japanese website that Harry's legal name is Harold Mason. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed these facts, and if you did, please ask that like button if it's seen a little girl around here. And if you want to watch more videos like this, then I invite you to check out my playlist of facts videos with tons of characters and locations in gaming, and subscribe if you want to be sure not to miss the next one. What character would you like to see next in this series? Let me know down in the comments, or you can follow me on Twitter at InkRibbonGames. Until next time, I'm Kai Morgan, and as always, thanks for watching Ink Ribbon. And a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Your extra support means the world to me and helps me keep making content for you guys.